Hey Baker, welcome to Business is Sweet. It's easy to fall in love with the sweet art of baking. It's a bit harder to take the right steps to create a successful business around your baking. But the business side of baking is also pretty sweet. I believe that you can be paid well for your creativity, build a successful baking business from home, and enjoy the work you get to do. And in fact, I don't just believe it, I know it because I've done it. I'm your host, Brett, a self-taught home-based baker myself who's built a thriving business making a full-time income as a wedding cake designer, all from home while raising my two little kiddos. And I'm here to show you how to do it too. Welcome to the show. Hey Baker, it's Brett. Welcome back to Business is Sweet. During the holidays, I wanted to have just some mini episodes that you could listen to because there's so much going on, and I know there's only a little bit of time that we're dedicating to business right now, but there's moments where we're still busy in the kitchen, so I still want to be with you and share with you and teach you and just give you some little moments of aha and little moments of energy and excitement about what you do. And I hope that you just enjoy these over the holidays. So let's take a listen to this one. We need to have a serious talk about money because every time this topic comes up on my Instagram or in a class or it's shared, there is this whole host of people who cannot handle it. They literally cannot handle the idea that to receive money is okay and to charge is not a terrible thing. And there's just so much shame and so much toxicity and negative mindset around the idea of charging for what you do. And I'm really just kind of fed up with it, honestly, about how mad it makes total strangers to see that you're making money with your creativity. So we need to talk about this. We need to talk about what's actually happening when somebody pays you for what you do, because guess what? It's not actually about you. When I go to buy a couch from RC Willey, is it about RC Willey? Is it about the owner, whoever built that, and how terrible or greedy or whatever they are, and they've hoodwinked me into buying this couch and coming there and paying $2,300 for this couch? Is it about them? No. It is actually a story about me, and paying that price is the price I get to pay to have a high quality item in my home, something that I've wanted for a long time, something that I've saved for, something that this is where my budget is going right now. It's my choice. It's my need that's being filled. It's my story that's being written when I go and purchase that couch. It actually has absolutely nothing to do with the person selling the product. Thank goodness they're there, selling what they sell, making what they make at the quality that they make it. Otherwise, I could not buy it, and neither could anybody else. And we'd be stuck with this need that's not quite filled in the way we want it to because somebody was too ashamed. They were too believing of this negativity around money to raise their hand and be available and make what they make and charge what needs to be charged for it. If you don't charge correctly for what you make, you can't sustain it, and then you won't be able to make it. You burn out. If you don't charge enough, then you can't put in the time, you can't put in the effort, you cannot put in the quality that somebody else wants. It's going to be mediocre, and if you are putting on the time and quality when the price doesn't match up, there is this disconnect. It's not equal, and the universe course corrects that. Economics says this. The law of supply and demand, they naturally balance each other out. Everything in economics naturally balances itself out over time. So if anything's off, a price is too high, the product is too good for what's being charged, there's too many people who want it, there's not enough, it balances out by the price changing. Or it just is going to disappear. So for you as a baker, if you don't charge correctly and you're still putting in all that energy and that time and that effort and those costs, what happens is your business dies. it will die because you cannot sustain that. You automatically put yourself at war with your own business when you try to create a custom handmade product and you don't charge enough. You try to be what's called a cost leader. In business, there are two strategies you can choose from. And you choose it whether you know it or not. You choose one of these strategies. You're either a cost leader or you're a differentiator. There's only two, and they're mutually exclusive. What does that mean? It means by choosing one, you automatically cannot choose the other. Why? Because a differentiator, which is what you are as a custom baker, that's what you are because you create a custom, rare, made-to-order product that is unique, that is high in value, and that is what customers buy. That is what the people who you work with, who actually care about what you do, that is what they want. The quality, the custom, the uniqueness of it, that's what's important to them. And it automatically just cannot come at a low price because that's the other strategy, is cost leadership. This is where you compete for the lowest price, and the value you offer is a low price. That's how you try to win sales, is by having a low price. You cannot do this as a home-based custom making goods baker because it requires mass production. It requires specialized equipment. And the lower you go in cost, the more you try to drive that cost leadership strategy, the less customized it can be. And this is what like a big box grocery store is doing. They're cranking out millions of the same cake, freezing them, shipping them. They're ending up on the shelves. And because it's these huge machines cranking out so many a minute, and it's like they've put in the investment up front to be able to mass produce, and they can also lose money on those because they're making it up somewhere in the store other than the cakes. So it's a completely different strategy. And when you study business and these two different strategies of cost leadership and differentiation, any business that tries to do both dies. They cannot survive because they automatically are at war with themselves, trying to vie with two completely incompatible strategies. So for you, as a home-based baker, as you're internalizing all of this, you have to realize that if you don't charge, you won't be able to do it. You won't be able to long-term do this. And if you can't do it, then somebody's needs go unfulfilled, because when someone comes to buy from you, it's not about you. It's not about you and you begging for money and trying to get them to purchase from you and being salesy and sleazy and all of that. That's not what is going on here. It's somebody who needs something. What is the need a customer has? It's not just about putting something in their mouth. The need they have is they're having an event. Maybe it's a wedding. And at this wedding, they want all the pieces to fall into place. They want it to feel like the perfect day. They want to remember it because it's one of the biggest moments in their life. And they want it to be special for them and the guests. And they know that the magic is in those details. And they're willing to pay for it. They've set aside a budget for it. They're like, cool, we've got $1,000 to spend on a cake. And if you're not there, they can't do it. They can't cross that off their box. They can't have that need met in order to create this special, unique, beautiful moment for them that also tastes amazing. They cannot have it if you're not there charging for it. This is what business is. One of the first principles of economics is that trade makes everybody better off. And I remember in my econ class, we ran through scenarios and models where we learned this principle of like, if you try to do everything yourself, you actually don't get as much out of it. And when you trade, when there's like someone else who specializes comes along and is like, here, I do this thing even better. Why don't we trade? Why don't you give me whatever? And in our case, it's money. That actually makes everybody better off. If you don't charge, and if you're not paid well for what you do, you're not the only one who's missing out on that profit. We already said your customer misses out because they don't get their need filled. They've got the money. It's their budget. It's their decision. You're taking that choice away from them, right? And so they're affected by you not being there selling. Who else is affected? Your family is affected because you're too wrapped up in the ego around money, this story that is a lie that we've been subconsciously programmed our whole lives to believe that, money makes your parents fight. Money makes you get divorced. Money makes bad things happen. People do bad things with money. People get hurt with money. People are greedy. People are bad, evil. No, that's like a fraction. We can observe that happening, but guess what else we can observe? And we kind of just like tune out and filter out all the good things people do with money. Hospitals getting built, service being done, needs being met, mortgages being paid because money is changing hands. You know what's the coolest thing? Because my business has grown, I grew my baking business, grew my coaching business, and got to a point where I was like, I'm doing a heck of a lot, and I'd like to take some of it on my plate. I'd like to hire somebody. I think I'll hire someone. And what happened? I hired my neighbor across the street, and guess what? She now benefits. Because I make money, because I stand up and charge for what I do, that passes along. And so she gets a job now. She gets to quit one of her third jobs, stay at home with her kids, and have money she needs for groceries, for rent, for all of that, because I charge. Because I'm bold enough to say, I don't buy this crap where as a woman, I have to just wait for someone to give me permission to have a paycheck. I just have to sit around and wait for somebody to say, you're good enough to do this job and I'll pay you, up until here. I'm done with that. I don't buy it. I give myself permission to make money. And you can give that to yourself too. So what happens when you don't charge? Your customers get affected. The people you would have helped get affected. Your family, your kids get affected because now you're spending every ounce of energy you can to make just a little bit more, to work another job. And it takes you away from them. It takes your attention and your focus away from them. But if you can just harness the power of the business that you're running, the creativity that you have, set some boundaries, and change your mindset around money, guess what happens? Freedom. You're free. You don't need anybody else anymore to tell you what you can and can't do, what you can and can't receive. You tell it to yourself, and you get to receive that. That is what this is all about. That is what charging is all about. I hope you enjoyed that little mini episode all about money and pricing. If you're ready to take your pricing and your money mindset one step further and actually nail down what it is to charge and cover your costs and make a profit, definitely check out my Pricing Mastermind course. It is my #1 best-selling course, and by the end of it, you will know your base pricing, you'll know how to charge for delivery, how to charge for custom orders, how to negotiate price and communicate about price, and you'll have the tools to continue shifting your money mindset. When you're ready to dive into Pricing Mastermind, just follow the link in the show notes, or you can find it by following the link on my Instagram at The Out of Home Baker, and you can get going today to conquer your numbers and master your pricing. I hope you have a great holiday season. I hope it's peaceful and lovely and safe and full of just joy and good things. That's what we're here for, and that's what I want you to feel. And I'm sending all my good vibes and all my holiday wishes your way.